Jack drove the butt of his rifle through the padlock until it snapped. Sealed from the outside, stars above, silence below. Then the smell hit him, death, sweat, something worse. He yanked the wagon door open. 8 pairs of eyes stared back, small, starving, barely breathing. A boy no older than 5 crawled forward and whispered, "Please don't leave us." Jack's hand shook on his pistol grip. Somewhere behind those dunes, the men who'd locked them in were already riding back. This time, they weren't getting past him. If you believe one lonely cowboy can change 8 small lives in a single night, tap subscribe and follow this story to the end. In the comments, tell me the city you're watching from. I want to see how far this story travels tonight. Now let's begin. Jack knelt at the wagon's open door. "Hello? Anyone alive?" No answer. The lantern shook. "I won't hurt anyone. Say something." The oldest girl pushed up on her elbows. Lips cracked white, hair matted. "Don't close it again." "I'm not closing anything." She blinked. 3 days. Maybe 4. The little one stopped counting. Jack set his rifle down slowly. "What's your name?" "Lily." "You in charge?" "I'm the oldest." 12. He rubbed his jaw. He'd been a lawman, a soldier. Never in 20 years had he opened a wagon at midnight and found 8 children stacked like feed sacks. "Lily, listen. I've got water, jerky, cornbread. I'm bringing it all. I won't hurt a soul." A wiry boy sat up fast. "Why should we believe you? You got no reason to, son." "I'm not your son." "Fair enough. What do I call you?" "Noah." "Same thing I told Lily, water and thirst." That's the whole conversation. Jack brought water, a tin cup, and dried beef. "Littlest first." A tiny boy took the cup like church silver. "Your name, partner?" "Oliver." "Drink slow, Oliver." Little sips. Oliver drank, tear running down his cheek. When he finished, he held out the cup. Jack refilled it, passed it to a girl with a filthy rag around her arm. "What happened?" She wouldn't look at him. "She doesn't talk much," Lily said. "Her arm broke when they threw her in." "Who threw her in?" Lily glanced at Noah. "If I tell you, are you going to leave?" "No, ma'am." Lily's eyes filled. "Her name's Sophie. She's 6. One by one they came forward. Lily handled introductions. "That's Mason, 10, doesn't talk unless it matters." Mason nodded. "Caleb's 9. Gets cold easy. Thin as a fence rail." Daisy's 8. A girl with dirt on her chin grabbed the cup. "I can pour my own." "What should I call you?" "Daisy." Emma's 7. She doesn't talk anymore. Not since the man hit her. Emma looked up with big brown eyes, a tear tracked through the dust. "Hello, Emma." She didn't answer but didn't look away. "And me." 12. "You've done a whole lot more than 12 years worth, haven't you?" Jack sat on the wagon's edge. "I need to understand what happened." "It's not over yet." 8 small bodies went still. "Who locked you in?" Noah answered. "Reverend Silas Crow. He came to the orphanage in Dodge. Said he had families out west. Had papers signed by a judge." "How many left Dodge?" 14. There was another wagon. We could hear them. Then nothing. Where are they now? We don't know. Haven't heard them in 6 days. How many men ride with him? 4. Armed. They left yesterday morning. Jack did the math. Wagons sealed tight. Children dying inside. These 8 were the ones he hadn't sold yet. He stood. Where are you going? Noah said sharp. Nowhere. I'm thinking. Think sitting down. Jack sat. 40 miles of hardpan to Mesa Springs. 1 horse. 8 children. A reverend coming back any day to find his wagon open. What are we going to do? Daisy said. Go to Mesa Springs. I'm not sure how. That's not a plan. That's a destination. Plans come after. Lily watched him close. Why are you helping us? The question stopped him cold. Because you asked me to. Oliver tugged his sleeve. I didn't ask you. You said please don't leave us. That counts. Oliver nodded. All right. Caleb started coughing, wet, ragged. How long? Jack asked. Since yesterday. Getting worse. Waterhole half a mile east. Cool him down. Then a box canyon, shade, cover, a trail out back a wagon can't follow. We rest, then move at dusk. Move where? Noah said. Mesa Springs. 42 miles. 3 days on my horse carrying double. What if he comes back before dusk? Lily said. Then I kill him. The words landed flat. Not one child flinched. Jack's voice went quiet. I shouldn't have said that in front of you. Why not? Daisy said. It's true. You're children. We ain't children no more. Yes, you are. Every one of you. I'm going to remind you every day until you believe me. Daisy's lip trembled. She turned away. Jack stood. Lily, help me get everyone out. Noah, take Caleb on my horse. Mason, walk with me. Daisy, hold Sophie's good hand. Emma rides with Oliver. Lily didn't answer. You won't leave us? No. Won't sell us? No. Won't give us back. I would die first. She took a breath. All right. We'll come with you. He lifted them down. Oliver weighed less than a saddle. When Jack picked up Caleb, the boy's head lolled. Caleb, you still with me? M8M. Hold on. They were a quarter mile out when Noah grabbed Jack's sleeve. Dust. 3 riders on the edge of the world. Moving fast. Jack's hand went to his rifle. Lily, get the little ones behind that rise. Mason, hold the horse. What about you? Noah said. Walking 20 feet that way. You'll see me. Jack crouched low. 3 riders coming hard. Too soon. The man in front, black hat, black coat, white collar. Reverend Silas Crow. Jack backed down, stood, walked to the children. Change of plan. What plan? Lily said. All of it. He crouched in front of her. You trust me? I don't know yet. I need you to for 10 minutes. What do you need? Noah said. Hide behind that scrub. Mason, quiet the horse. Lily, keep everyone quiet. Noah, stay with them. What are you going to do? Ride out and talk to the Reverend? No. Lily's voice cracked. You said you wouldn't leave. I'm going 50 yards to draw him off. If he sees your tracks, he follows you. If he sees mine, he follows me. That's the math. He'll kill you. He'll try. Jack's voice went soft. 20 years without a reason to come home. I've got 8 now. I'm not dying today. Her chin shook. She nodded once. You come back? Yes, ma'am. Jack swung into the saddle. Oliver. You asked me not to leave. I'm keeping that promise. Okay. Daisy. Look after Sophie's arm. I was going to anyway. He tipped his hat to Lily. Something old in the gesture. Then he rode out at an angle, pulling Crow's eyes east, away from 8 children lying flat in a dry wash. Lily gathered the little ones. Noah raised a rifle he didn't know how to fire. Emma found Oliver's hand in the dark and squeezed. Lily pressed her forehead into the sand and whispered, "Come back. Come back. Come back." Jack rode hard, kicking up dust. He wanted to be seen. 3 riders changed course. He pulled up on a ridge, let his silhouette sit black against the moon, then dropped down. No rifle cracked. Crow wanted him alive. "Mister." A voice from his left. Too close. A man sat his horse 40 feet down the slope, hands up. "Easy, friend. Name's Wheeler. I ride with the Reverend. Used to. I've got a daughter back in Abilene. Can't do that with what I saw in that wagon on my conscience." Talk faster. 3 wagons came out of Dodge. 1 to Santa Fe. 1 south. The one you found, leftovers. Children nobody wanted. Where's the Santa Fe wagon? Sold. 2 weeks back. To a judge. Gold watch chain. Sends children to ranches. The judge got a town. Mesa Springs. Jack's jaw set. 42 miles of desert. 1 horse. 8 children. The only town within a week was run by the man buying them. You swear this? On my daughter's grave. Yellow fever. 2 years ago. I've been riding with Crow trying to forget her face. Then I saw that wagon and saw hers instead. I can't do it no more. Where's Crow now? Coming over that ridge in 90 seconds. Where are the other 2? One's dead. I shot him. The other's slower. You shot one of your own. He was mine yesterday. He ain't mine tonight. Jack studied Wheeler. The man wasn't lying. Ride south. Draw Crow off. Tell him you saw me heading for the border. Give me till dawn. He'll shoot me when he finds out I lied. Then don't let him find out. Wheeler nodded. There's a woman in Mesa Springs. Rosalie Hart. Widow of a federal marshal. Not friendly with the judge. She might be friendly with 8 children. I'll remember it. Go. Wheeler wheeled south. 30 seconds later, a black silhouette crested the ridge and took off after him. Jack waited until Crow was a mile south. He heard the children before he saw them, Lily humming low under her breath to keep 7 small bodies from shaking apart. Lily, it's me. She came out with the rifle. Put it down, ma'am. I'm back. You said 10 minutes. I'm sorry. She stood there shaking, rifle half as tall as she was. Don't you do that again. I won't. You swear it. I swear it. She lowered the rifle and sat down like her legs had forgotten how to hold her. Oliver came running and wrapped around Jack's knee. You came back. I say I would. People don't do what they say. This one does. Noah climbed out last, sullen. Who was out there? Wheeler. He's on our side now. You trust him? I trust he shot one of Crow's men to prove it. We've got till dawn. Then he comes back hard. 6 hours. Maybe 8. Noah did the math. 42 miles, 8 children, 1 horse. We're not going to make it. No. Lily's hate came up. Mesa Springs isn't safe. The judge is the one buying us. So where do we go? Noah said. Rosalie Hut. Dry goods outside town. Wheeler says she's no friend of the judge. We're trusting Wheeler now. We're trusting I've got no better plan. Noah looked at Lily. Lily looked at Jack. All right. Rosalie Hut. They moved before the moon dropped. Caleb on the horse first. Sophie behind him. Oliver in front. The other 5 walked. Jack on foot. Nobody spoke the first mile except to ask for water. Caleb started coughing worse. How long's he been like this? Since the second day in the wagon. He ate 1 biscuit. That's all. Jack pulled out the last jerky, tore it into 9 pieces, gave 8 out, put the 9th back. Why are you putting yours back? Daisy said. I ate before. You're lying. Yes, ma'am. Eat it. You fall over, we all die. She was right. And she was 8. And she shouldn't have had to be. Mile 2. Emma tripped and went down. Didn't cry. Just sat there looking at her skinned knee. That hurt. She nodded. It's all right to say so. Say ow. No one's going to hit you. She opened her mouth. A whisper came out. Ow. Lily's hand flew to her mouth. Emma blinked. Ow. 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 Then Emma was crying. 3 months of not crying, coming out all at once. Lily went down in the sand with her arms around her. That's good, Miss Emma. Cry it all out. Mile 4. Mason finally spoke. I've seen the judge. Gold watch chain. In Dodge before the orphanage. He came through twice. Bought a boy from my stable. Irish kid, no family. Paid for him like a horse. 3 years back. I never saw him again. Jack closed his eyes. You're a witness now, Mason. Not an orphan anymore. Mason's chin came up. Yes, sir. Mile 6. The horse started limping. Jack pulled a rock splinter from its hoof. Caleb almost fell. Sophie screamed. Jack grabbed Caleb's belt. His skin was too hot. Lily, feel his forehead. She did. Oh no. Yeah. We walked faster. Mile 8. The sky grayed. Don Man Crow figured out he'd been chasing the wrong man. 34 miles to go. And everyone knew they weren't going to make it. Mr. Jack. Noah. The papers from the judge. I read one. Said apprentice indenture. Had a seal. Had a name. Same name on the bank in Mesa Springs. The judge and the banker are the same man. Jack stopped walking. Say that again. The whole pipeline, orphanage to labor, running through one signature. One gold watch chain. One old man with a cane he doesn't need. Jack sat down in the sand. Get up, Lily said. Give me a second. We don't have a second. Oliver tucked his coat. You said you weren't leaving. I'm not. Then why are you sitting? Jack looked up at the smallest of them. 5 years old, hollow-cheeked, holding reins he couldn't reach. Because I was scared for 1 minute. Don't be. Why not? Oliver thought. Because there's 9 of us and 1 of him. Jack let out a breath, half laugh, half something else. He stood. Put his hand on Oliver's head. All right. 9 of us. 1 of him. Let's move. The sun came up red. Horse limped. Caleb coughed. Emma said out twice, then quietly said, thirsty. Noah walked behind with the rifle across his back. Mile 10. Smoke on the horizon. A cabin. Is that, Lily started. I don't know. We hope. Half-mile out, Mason grabbed the bridle. Riders. 2 horses at a gallop. Not from the south. From the east. Crow had doubled back. Tracked their footprints the whole way. Jack had walked them into open ground in first light. Lily, get them behind that bluff. Now. 8 small bodies sprinted. Jack swung up behind Caleb and kicked his horse toward the riders. Noah stopped at the base of the bluff, turned with the rifle, his face a boy done running. The riders close to 200 yards. One raised a hand, to wave. Jack stood in the stirrups. A man in a black hat didn't wave at strangers. This man wore a silver star. Hello de bluff. U.S. Marshal. I'm a friend. Prove it. Rosalie Hart sent me. A man named Wheeler rode through her yard at 4 this morning. Said there were 8 children in the desert and a man trying to keep them alive. Jack's hands shook on the rifle. Your name? Marshal Jonas Beckett out of Santa Fe. We're getting off our horses. Keep that rifle on as long as you need. The 2 men dismounted slow, hands empty. Lily came up beside Jack. Is it real? I don't know yet. Beckett stepped forward. Son, I've got a daughter your size. I've been hunting Silas Crow for 18 months. If you're the man who cracked that wagon, I'm the man who's been waiting to shake your hand. Jack lowered the rifle. Cole. You're Cole? Wheeler told Rosalie. The whole country's small this morning. The children, one's sick. Wheeler knew every name. Sat with Rosalie an hour, begging her to pray. Mr. Beckett, is Wheeler all right? Bullet crease. Rode 17 miles. He's alive. Crows behind us. 3 miles. Beckett turned to his deputy. Get these children on the horses. Blackwood Homestead. 1/4 mile west. Thick walls. We can hold it. The smoke we saw? Old man Blackwood was a Union captain. His wife buries every stranger. They're friendly. They covered the 1/4 mile in 4 minutes. A white-haired woman stood in the yard with a shotgun and a boiling kettle. Bring them in. Sick one first. Lay him on the table. Ellie, cold cloths, laudanum, surgical kit. Jack carried Caleb inside. The old woman took one look. Pneumonia. Can you? Hush. Talking doesn't help. Lily took Jack's hand. Stay with him. He sat down by the table and didn't let go. The first shot cracked outside 14 minutes later. Jack grabbed his rifle, slid in beside Beckett behind a stone well. How many? 4. He picked up more overnight. The judge? Beckett's head snapped around. What? Judge in Mesa Springs. Gold watch chain. He's the buyer. Signs the papers. Runs the bank. How do you know that? A 10-year-old here saw him buy a child 3 years back. Beckett stared. I've been building that case for 2 years. Trying to get one witness. And you just. 7 more. Keep them alive 20 minutes, you've got your case. Beckett closed his eyes like a man thanking God too fast to kneel. Hollis, north window. Blackwood, cover the back. Cole, stay low and stay mean. A voice called from the scrub. Calm. Warm. The voice of a man used to being obeyed. Hello the house. Silas Crow. Minister of the Gospel. I've come for my wards. I don't wish to see anyone hurt. Beckett stood. Reverend Crow. U.S. Marshal Jonas Beckett. You're under arrest for trafficking minors. Drop your weapons. Silence. Then laughter. Marshal, you have no jurisdiction. My papers are signed by a federal judge. Jack leaned close. He's not wrong, is he? In a courtroom with that judge sitting? No. Then what do we do? Get these children out alive. Then take the judge down from the top. Right now, we don't let him through that door. Jack stood. Reverend. I'm the one who opened your wagon. You shouldn't have done that. Reckon I should have. Those children are property. Contractually. Before God and the territorial court. You're a thief. Not in my world. Your world is about to end. Crow stepped out from behind the scrub. Tall, thin, collar white. No weapon. Men like Crow didn't need to hold weapons themselves. 2 men flanked him. A third somewhere Jack couldn't see. Send the children out. No one needs to die. Ain't happening. The sick boy, Caleb. He's dying. I'll take him to a doctor. The judge don't doctor, Reverend. He buries them when they stop working. Crow's face didn't change. I'm disappointed in you. I'll leave. No. You won't. The shot came from the east. Jack felt it before he heard it, a punch in his left shoulder that spun him half around and dropped him hard against the stones. Jack. Lily's scream. Stay down. Beckett roared. Jack tried to get up. His left arm wasn't working. A second shot took off Beckett's head. The marshal didn't flinch. He raised his rifle and put a round through the scrub. A body pitched forward. That's 3. Hollis yelled. 3 down. 1 at the back. Crow. Your men are dying. Surrender. Marshal, you've killed 3 honest Christian men. You hang. Then hang me. But you'll be standing next to me. Crow smiled. The worst smile Jack had ever seen. Then the cellar door under the porch banged open. No, Beckett said. Noah climbed out. Rifle in his hands. The rifle Jack had given him. Noah, get back. Reverend. The boy's voice cracked. You killed Thomas.
I did not.
You killed him. Mason saw you buy him.
We ain't stupid no more.
Behind Noah, the cellar door filled with faces.
Lily.
Daisy. Sophie with her broken arm.
Emma.
Mason. Oliver. They climbed into the open yard. Into the line of fire.
Lily.
Get them back. Lily didn't. She walked out and stood beside Noah. Mason came up on his other side. Daisy with her chin out. Sophie on Daisy's good side. Oliver climbed on a crate to be taller. Emma walked last, had never walked out in front of a man like Crow. Emma walked out anyway. We are not cargo. Crow's smile broke. We are not property. We are not yours. My name is Emma Rose Callahan. My mother was Mary Callahan. She died of the fever in Dodge. She told me I was her angel. Not yours. Not his. Hers. I'm going to tell that to a judge who ain't you. 8 children in the yard. 1 man bleeding by the well. 1 marshal standing straight. An old captain on the porch. A woman in the doorway with a shotgun. Silas Crow looked at the line of small bodies. For 1 second, his face was that of a man who had finally run out of scripture. Then he reached under his black coat. Crow! Beckett roared. Crow's hand came up with the pistol. The 4th man rose from the scrub with a rifle leveled at Noah. 2 shots cracked at once. From behind both of them. Crow staggered, looked at his chest. The 4th man dropped his rifle and fell forward. Wheeler rode out of the scrub on a borrowed horse, bloody bandage, smoking rifle, tears running down a face that hadn't cried in 20 years. For my daughter, Wheeler said. Crow dropped to his knees. For my daughter, Silas. Crow fell forward. He didn't get up. Silence. Then Oliver stepped off the crate and walked across the yard, past the reverend who had sealed him in a wagon to die, straight to Jack at the well. Jack was bleeding and shaking. Oliver climbed into his lap. Mr. Jack. I told you. 9 of us. 1 of him. Jack pressed his face into the top of the little boy's head and couldn't speak. Ada Blackwood came onto the porch. Caleb's breathing steady. He's going to leave. Lily dropped to her knees in the dust. 8 children who hadn't cried together in a sealed wagon cried now in the open under an open sky. Ada cut the bullet out of Jack's shoulder on the same oak table where Caleb slept. Steady hand. Whiskey poured into the wound, not into Jack. Want a pull? No, ma'am. 8 children watching from that doorway. I ain't teaching a single one that a man drinks when things get hard. Ada looked up. You are going to be a good father. Jack's whole face went still. Lily stood in the doorway. She heard it. She just leaned her shoulder into the frame like she was holding up the whole house. Beckett came in. 4 bodies in the yard. 2 surviving men. Wheeler's testifying. Between him and Mason and Emma, we have a case that will put the judge in prison for life. What about the other wagons? Santa Fe wagon recovered. 4 children. 3 living. The Southern wagon, 6 children. We haven't found it. Riders out, telegrams going. But this country's big. We may not find them in time. We learn new names. Might know where. He's sitting up. Then I want to talk to him. Cole, you have a hole in your shoulder. I have 6 children somewhere with holes in their bellies that aren't. Beckett stood.
I'll ride with you.
I'm going too, Lily said. It's 14 miles.
You've walked 40.
Noah stays here. Mason stays.
Ada keeps Caleb.
I'm going because if Wheeler remembers a name, I want to be the first to hear it. I want to say it out loud while she's still alive. Jack looked at her, 12 years old, sunken eyes, hands on her hips like a grown woman.
All right, Lily.
They rode out. Jack on Blackwood's spare horse. Lily riding double behind Beckett. Rosalie had met them with a rifle.
Cole.
You need a sling. Wheeler sat by the fire, bandage, coffee in his good hand.
Cole.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Wheeler closed his eyes. Thank you, God. The sudden wagon, Wheeler. Driver named Beaumont. Fat, missing 2 fingers. Headed for a ranch outside El Paso. Owner's Koenig. Buys boys. 6 children on that wagon. 4 boys, 2 girls. Lily stepped closer. Their names?
I don't know all.
Oldest boy called Henry. 13. Good kid. Youngest a girl, maybe 4. They called her Pip. Rag doll. Lily's hand went to her mouth. Pip. She was in our orphanage. Slept next to me. Her real name's Penelope. Brown hair. Sang a song about a little bird every night. She turned away, pressed both hands against her face. When are we going to get her? Jack asked Beckett. El Paso's 180 miles. Koenig's wealthy. This isn't going to be simple. It's going to be a thing. Simple or not. Beckett nodded. Telegrams out tonight. Riders on the road by morning. I'm not asking to ride. I'm asking you to bring her home. I'll have a place. A place for all of them. That's a lot of children. I have a piece of land outside Santa Fe. My father's land. Haven't set foot on it in 12 years. Couldn't stand to look at it alone. And now? Now I won't be alone. Rosalie had stood in the doorway. You'll need a woman, Mr. Cole. To run the kitchen. Handle the girls. Teach them letters. I buried a husband 10 years ago. I'm asking if there's a place for a widow who'd like to sit at a table with 8 children before she dies. Yes, ma'am. Good. Lily turned from the wall. Face wet, chin up. Mrs. Hart. Do you cook biscuits? The best west of the Pecos. Oliver likes biscuits. Then Oliver will have biscuits. Lily walked over and stood in front of Rosalie. Thank you. Rosalie bent and wrapped her arms around Lily. And Lily, who had held the weight of 7 children for 3 days, finally let someone hold her. They rode back at dusk. Noah met them at the gate. Caleb woke up. Jack was off the horse before it stopped. He knelt beside the pallet. Caleb's eyes were open. Color in his cheeks. Hey, partner. Am I going to leave? Ada Blackwood said so. She hasn't been wrong yet. Caleb closed his eyes and slept. Back in the main room, all 8 children sat in a circle on the floor. Ada was reading from a Bible. She looked up. Sit with us. Jack sat. Oliver climbed into his lap. Mr. Jack, Lily said. Where are we going? My father's land outside Santa Fe. 40 acres. House needs work. Creek runs year-round. Cottonwoods. A hill where my father's buried. There hasn't been a fire in that stove in 12 years.
Why not?
Oliver asked.
Because I couldn't go home without him. But I reckon I can now.
With all of you. Mrs. Hart's coming too. She'll cook biscuits for Oliver on Sunday mornings.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Is it a real home?
Like people have. It's going to be. We're going to make it one.
Promise?
I promise.
On what?
On my father's name. Samuel Cole. Oliver thought. Yes, Mr. Jack.
Can I call you something else?
Every child went still.
Something like what?
Something like Papa. The fire popped. Ada set the Bible down. Noah looked at the floor. Lily looked at the ceiling. Daisy made a small fierce sound, not quite a sob. Emma reached out and put her hand on Oliver's arm. Jack looked down at the smallest boy he had ever held. Yes, Oliver. You can call me that.
Papa.
Yes, Papa. Yes, son. Oliver laid his head against Jack's chest. Outside, Marshal Beckett swung up and turned his horse south toward El Paso, towards 6 more children he hadn't met yet, whose names he was already carrying. The telegram came back on a Tuesday. 3 weeks of Jack healing on the porch with Oliver asleep in his lap. Lily learning a grown woman could raise her voice without anyone getting hit. Mason in the barn. Noah with the rifle. Daisy following Rosalie like a small angry shadow. Emma narrating the world at top volume. Beckett wrote in. All 6 alive. Henry. Pete. Amos. Ruth. 2 brothers, Silas and Samuel, 7 and 5. Koenig's in irons. The judge is in irons. They're in Santa Fe. When can you bring them? 2 days. Jack walked inside. Lily. She came running. They found her. Pete. All 6. Alive. Lily's knees buckled. Jack caught her. Oliver came tearing out of the kitchen with a biscuit in each hand. What? 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 Lily told him. Oliver ran to tell Noah. Noah ran to tell Mason. By the time the news traveled, every child was crying and laughing at once. Ada wiped her eyes on her apron, pretending the onions had done it. They moved to the Santa Fe land the next week. Roof leaked. Porch sagged. Stove hadn't been lit in 12 years. When Rosalie lit it, the chimney coughed black smoke. Daisy announced the house was a disgrace and someone would have to do something. You and me and every soul with 2 hands, Rosalie said. Get a broom. Daisy got a broom. They built it back. Jack with one arm taught Mason fence posts. Noah on the roof with blackwood, who'd meant to stay a week and stayed 2 months. Rosalie's breath filled the valley with a smell the Cottonwoods hadn't known in a decade. Oliver followed Jack everywhere, calling him Papa 100 times a day. Caleb got stronger. His cough went away. He grew 6 inches. Ada said she'd never seen a boy eat so much. Sophie's arm healed crooked but healed. She learned to write left-handed, write right-handed. Never stopped carrying her rag doll. Emma talked. Through breakfast, chores, supper, prayers, most of the way through bedtime. Lily would lie in the dark and say, "Shoo, you have to sleep." Emma would say, "One more thing." It was never one more. The federal trial came. Mason stood in a courtroom at 10 years old and looked a man in a gold watch chain in the eye. That's the man who bought a boy named Thomas. And that's the man fixing to buy us. The judge went to prison. Died there. Pneumonia, the papers said. Nobody on the ranch called it anything. The name was never spoken again. Wheeler came to visit. Stayed 2 weeks. Taught Noah to shoe a horse and Oliver to whistle. Sat on the porch with Jack. I named my mare after my daughter. He died 2 years later. Buried on the hill behind the house. Lily grew up tall and steady. Took over running the house. Married a schoolteacher at 30. Named her firstborn Ada. Noah became a lawyer. Never charged a family a dime. Died at his desk. The paper said he was survived by 7 siblings and about 600 children whose names were kept out to protect them. Mason stayed on the ranch. Married a Mescalero woman named Duff. 3 sons. Everyone grew up knowing the story of the seal wagon. Daisy joined the suffrage movement. Marched on Washington. Wrote 3 presidents. Framed the one answer she got. Sophie opened a school for girls. By 60, a plaque said Sophie Cole Academy. She made her brothers take it down every time a photographer came. It never stayed down long. Emma became a doctor. Graduated in 1893. Delivered over 2,000 babies. Died at 78. Was still telling stories about Sunday biscuits. Caleb became a preacher. The real kind. When people asked why, knowing what a man in a black coat had done, he said, because somebody had to take the collar back. Oliver stayed on the ranch the longest. Was there when Jack taught him to ride. The night Jack married Rosalie under the cottonwoods. Oliver carried the ring. Became a carpenter. Built furniture for every sibling's house. Wouldn't take payment. You already paid. Jack grew old. Hair white. Shoulder ache every winter. Sat on the porch every evening. Grandchildren ran through the yard in the last light. He lived to 84. Died in the bed he'd shared with Rosalie for 31 years. Oliver holding one hand. Lily holding the other. Every child in the room or in the hall. The night before, Oliver had asked if he was afraid. No, son. I'm going home. Papa. You are home. Jack smiled. Yeah. I reckon I am. They buried him on the hill. Next to Samuel Cole. Next to Wheeler. Next to Rosalie. Mason carved a stone. Underneath his name and dates, in letters cut deeper than the rest, it said what Oliver had asked him to put there. He came back. 150 years later, the ranch is still standing. The original house is a museum. A plaque tells the story: a lonely cowboy, a seal wagon, 8 children in the desert. What one man chose to do on one night in New Mexico in the summer of 1879. The plaque doesn't tell the whole story. No plaque could. But on the wall of the front room, there's a faded photograph of 8 children and a man with one arm in a sling standing in the yard of an unfinished house, squinting into a new sun. They're standing very close together. They're not letting go. Jack Cole didn't save the world. He saved 8 lives. From those 8 came a lawyer who saved 600. A doctor who delivered 2,000 babies. A teacher who lifted a generation. A preacher who gave the collar back. A carpenter whose work outlived him. A rancher whose sons still ride that land. A fierce small woman who marched on Washington. A gentle tall one who held a whole house up. From 8 lives came a family. From that family came a town. From that town came a country that was in one small corner a little better than the one Jack had been born into. It all began because a man who had ridden alone for 20 years broke open a padlock in the desert at midnight and heard a small voice say please, and did not leave. Sometimes saving others is the only way to save yourself. Jack Cole knew it. He lived it. He passed it on. And the 8 children who called him Papa passed it on after him until the telling became a story worth telling still. This is that story. It is true.